Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk about how to implement specific stylistic techniques on specific parts of an HTML page. So let's open up the documents. Before the video started, I already made the HTML and CSS file so that we can experiment with. So this is how it looks like right now. So this HTML code creates the text and the CSS code styles it. Right now, all it's doing is applying the Helvetica format on the text. So let's say we wish to apply a specific style on a specific part of a text. That is, let's say I want to apply a red color on this paragraph piece. You may think, well, just set the stylistic technique for that paragraph. However, there is a problem. Let's say I have two of these paragraphs. Let's put some difference. So let's say I have this paragraph and this paragraph. They're not paragraphs, however. So let's say I only want to apply red to this one. If I use the technique of specifying which tag gets what, then it won't work out so well because it will affect the other tag. So if I specify red, it will apply red to both of these, but I wish to apply it only to this one. So how do we do it? In CSS, there's actually a style option that can create a new property. And to do that, we use the dot syntax. Once you put the dot, you enter the name of what you want to call it. Let's just call it para. And then the rest of the syntax is the same. Okay, so I created a new property called para. And in that property, it specifies the applied property to be red. Now, how do I apply this in HTML? To apply it in HTML, we use what we call the div tags. To use the div tags, we enter div and then the class property and set it equal to our property in quotes. In this case, our property is para. We close the tag and then we add a closing tag which fully wraps our paragraph. Let's reload it. You see that? Our paragraph tag, only our specific paragraph tag got affected, the other one stayed the same. Of course, with this method, that means you can create custom styling for a specific part of a page. Let's just create more of each thing so that we have something to compare. Okay, so now let's say I want to put green on this first title, 9 specific CSS. How do I do that? Well, I just create another specific property. Let's call it title. And let's set color equal to green. And now back in the HTML, we will just wrap that h1 tags with the div tags. Div class equals to quotes title. Let's refresh the page. There you go. Only the first h1 tag got affected. The second remained unchanged. Why would we want such a tool? Well, as I said from the beginning, we may want to change a specific piece of text, but where there are several other pieces of text using the same tag. So using the tag properties will affect all of them. which is why the div class and the specific property is very useful. What else can you do with it? Well, for start, even if it is a specific property, it acts exactly as the same as regular CSS. I can set all of these options. So let's set font family as serif. Maybe it's the same as Helvetica. So actually I'll just choose times. Okay, maybe I don't have that font either. So the point is, like regular CSS, the special CSS works exactly the same. Let's say I want to put border. So I'll specify how much pixels. It's 2 pixels. And then the color. In this case, I'll just choose red. Actually, no, it's already red. I'll just choose blue. There you go. Now the blue border wraps around this paragraph / sentence. Let's say we want to also specify opacity. There you go. Now it looks a little faded. Let's see what else can we apply. We can actually apply all of these as long as the property doesn't override the super user property. That is, if in this case the super user property is this all property. So if the para property sets it to be some different font, the super user property will override it. So that's what happens. But other than that, it should work. I can also use text transform. Now it's full uppercase. I can also use the margin right option. See that? There is no change to the text, but if you look at the border, because I specified a margin right of 100, the border got pushed a little. Likewise, let's use the margin left option and set it to the same. There you go. Now it is pushed 100 pixels to the left on this side as well. And let's also use the text align and set it to center. There you go. Now the CSS, this text is in the center of the page. It's actually not in the center of the box, even though it looks like it. Because the box is also centered, it just looks like it. And also there's no limit as to how many specific stylistic techniques you can use. I can specify as many as I want. But there is one catch. There can't be any two stylistic techniques that have the same name. For example, while these two are valid together, this is not valid, having two options the same way. If you refresh the page, this is what happens. Yeah. The reason this happens is that this specifies what the first stylistic technique should be, and the second one specifies what the same stylistic technique should be again. So this override causes some problems and causes what we call bugs. Bugs mean that they're not specifically errors because the code runs perfectly, but it just creates the undesired output. So this is how you use specific stylistic techniques in HTML. Thank you.